Solving skill can be a life skill and it can be applied any time of your life. And today we are discussing how to solve any of your problem. Hey everyone, this is Shammy. Welcome to my channel, and without further ado, let's begin. Tip number 1, define the problem. Sometimes we think something is a problem, but probably that particular thing is not the problem. The problem is something else. So we need to define the problem. So when you are facing some difficulties, try to find the problem, define it to be specific. So when you know what is your problem, it will be much easier for you to solve that problem. So define it first. Tip number 2, gather information. Regarding your problem, whatever information is available at your disposal, try to gather all kind of information and write it down. So you know everything is in front of you, everything is your fingertip, and you can apply any of the information when you need to do so. Tip number 3, set goals and objectives. If you don't know what you are doing, what is a problem and what you are trying to get out of this problem by solving it, you will not be able to solve it anytime soon. So you need to find your goals and objectives. Sometimes maybe something is a problem and maybe that something is an action of somebody else, and that action of that person is causing your calmness and it is making you angry and frustrated, and that is affecting your work skills or performances at your work or a study or whatever you are trying to do on a daily basis. So here, that particular person is not the problem, or your frustration is not the problem. Your problem is that person's action. So when you know that what is the problem, it will be much easier for you to identify it. So try to set your goals that what you are trying to achieve by solving this problem. Tip number 4, generate solutions. Sometimes we have one problem, but we may have multiple solutions to that problem. So try to identify whatever solutions is available near you or that is suitable for you. So don't judge any ideas, don't judge any solution at this stage. Try to identify more solutions that is possible for you to solve and write it down, everything. So everything is in front of your eyes. Tip number 5 is evaluate and analyze solutions. Sometimes we have many solutions in front of us. So you need to evaluate and analyze based on your lifestyle, your activity, and the other person who is involved in this case, or your social surrounding, because your problem or solution should not affect other people. So try to find out whatever the problems and try to evaluate each of the problems and write pros and cons of all the problems. Sometimes I do it on a paper or multiple papers I lay out in front of me and try to evaluate so I can compare maybe solution 1, solution 2, solution 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the number of solutions I may generate. Tip number 6, choose your best solution. Sometimes the solution we are most comfortable with is not the best solution. So whatever is best solution for this case, for your life, maybe it's a difficult task, but try to go for that solution because that will help you to eradicate the root cause of the problem. Tip number 7, develop an action plan. When you know what is your problem and what are the solutions you have or which particular solution you want to pick, you have the starting point and you have the goal. So based on that, you can develop your action plan, that what you want to do. Maybe sometimes when I am suffering from anxiety or I'm anxious, I do go for meditation. I do go for like isolation. So that works for me, and I stop doing all kinds of fun activity because sometimes that is also taking my peace away. So I need to focus on my problem and my possible solutions, and I need to focus on a calm state. Try to find whatever suits your lifestyle best. Tip number 8, implement the action plan. When you have the action plan, sometimes we don't implement it because we're afraid what the result will be and we may not like it, so we stop ourselves from implementing that plan. So implement that action plan, you may learn something along the way. Tip number 9, monitor and evaluate. Sometimes we are implementing something and we are learning many things and many things are not going according to our plan. Don't worry, try to monitor the situation and try to evaluate what is happening with you, and you can always alter the course of your action. Tip number 10, learn from the process. Problem solving skill can be a huge skill and it may take many years to master it. So whatever you are doing, entire process, you can learn from it. You may learn something different. Sometimes I have learned that whenever somebody is a problem or their action is a problem, what I did, I started ignoring that. Ignoring can be a huge skill in your life, and it took me years to master it, and I am able to ignore now many things in my life that doesn't bother me at all. And many people are surprised how this does not bother you at all, and it took me many years to reach this point where I am today. Try to learn from the process. Sometimes somebody is a problem and whatever they are saying is bothering me, so I can blur my ear, I can close my ear, I can blur my mind, and I can and think about something else. And somebody is yelling at me and I'm not listening to that person. I'm thinking about something that is very enjoyable to me, and I am in heaven because of whatever I'm thinking in my mind. And it took me years as well to master this skill. So try to learn from it and try altering different course of actions, and along the way you will learn so many things that you will be thankful for the rest of your life. Tip number 11, document your experience. Sometimes something works for me and something does not work for me. So what I do, I took pen and papers and I write it down. I sometimes do it on my phone because it's accessible to me all the time, and it's my laptop and mobile is synced, so I can access it from anywhere, and if I need a written version I can always go ahead and print it. So I try to write down what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and that helps me to do things in future. So I know this didn't work for me and I know why it didn't work for me, so I can always alter my action and I can find a different solution that may work for me in future. Tip number 12, seek feedback. So try to seek feedback from people that you trust and they are your close ones. So I normally seek feedback from my close relatives, my sisters, my brother, my mom, my close friends, and my mentor or my bosses, because they are close. Can be critical sometimes, but that will help me to grow. And you have to be open to accept whatever they are saying in an open mind, because you're asking them to find out what is your flaw. So you need to be open about it to receive the flaw in a positive note. So if you are resisting, if you are like defending yourself, then you are not growing. So try to keep an open mind and learn from it. So seek feedback. So one thing you need to keep in mind that everybody is different and every situation is different. Every problem is unique. Every problem is different. So there is no one size solutions for all the problem that you will face in your life. And when somebody is a problem or somebody's action is a problem, you need to keep in mind that you cannot change them. You are powerless over them, but you are not powerless over yourself. You can always change yourself. You can always adjust yourself, and you can change the way you think about it. My mentor always says one thing, that if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. So I try to learn many things from my life, that whatever I don't like, if I cannot change it, I can always change the way I think about it. So that helped me to solve many problems in my life, in fact most of the problems. And when I knew that I cannot change other people, I'm powerless over them, but I can always change myself, my actions, and I can always think a different alternative way to look into that. And that helped me to solve 90% of my problem. So when I eradicate 90% problems from my life is actually pretty peaceful. So you can do the same. You can have a different way of thinking about the problem or finding that problem and solve the problem. If you are getting values from our video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching our video. See you soon.